Hey, so uh, this is kind of a second take on this due to a couple things. One, I'm being told I have a time limit on doing this, so I don't want to waste people's time. To those on Facebook, this, this is going to be a very sensitive topic. I highly suggest just not watching it if and when you hear what this is about. Those on YouTube, best way I could put this is if you feel what I speak is something that can help somebody, then great. That's awesome. Um, to be honest, I am nervous. I am nauseous. I feel sick to my stomach, and I literally had to make a drink just to do this. For a long time, I the people who know me know that I am someone that tries to, please people. And before I continue on, I need to make this sidebar. The only reason this is not being streamed on Facebook right now, let alone YouTube, is a handful of things. A, where I'm putting this on YouTube, the autismal couples, I don't have enough subscribers to make live stream videos. Great, you know. And I'm not doing it on Facebook because it's not that I don't want people to comment and show support, but I feel like the more I see it, the harder it's going to be to talk about. And I have to talk about this. I know I would normally be advised not to. I know normally this is not the grandest thing to talk about, but I'm all my life I push myself to always be better, to do better, to become better, and a lot of times it's enough. It's enough to get by. It's enough to push on to the next day, push through the pain, push through the mental, push through everything. In my first journal, I talked about how people telling you welcome to adulting, basically screw you. Because let's face it, you don't tell someone thanks to adulting and not give them some type of guidance. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. I'm well aware what adulting is. I've been aware of adulting when I was in high school. I've been aware of adulting when I started living on my own, when I started having a job, when I started having to balance the book, when I had my first kid, when I became the sole provider of the house. I am well aware. I don't need to be told welcome to the club. I need to be told, okay, here's a pamphlet is with some minor instructions. If you need something, here's a number, etc., etc. But no one wants to do that. And I speak of this now again because it leads to what I'm feeling. And I'm going to tell you what this is about. And this is about here. Not just here. The darkness in here. Now, the thing I need understood most people, if not everyone who knows me, I'm always smiling, I'm caring, I will give you the shirt off my back, I'm a comforting word, a wall to lean on, a hug away, a comforting thing. And don't get me wrong, I have been able to reciprocate a lot of that to people who, are willing to hear me out, listen to me. But as I've said in my first video, I have lied to a lot of you, if not all of you. I've held back a lot. I've held back many things. And I think I'm done. I'm done holding because I can't anymore. Because there's only so much I am willing to take. And I don't think anyone really understands that better than my wife, because she knows. She knows I bust my ass. She knows I work hard. And she already feels guilty that she can't do anything more than what she can. Which is why when we go to our new house, yes, we're moving. I'm telling everyone now, we're going to be moving to Michigan. We got a new house there. Where Jessica's going to be able to work and help provide. That's great. But for now, I need to vent this out. I have not been able to vent this out for some time because I don't know how to vent this out. I don't know who to go to. And I'm sure as fuck not going to a goddamn therapist who doesn't understand. And I can't burden family and friends about this because I don't know who I can go to about this. And that's the problem. And I'm not just going to go out there and say this because I'm too proud. Not just as a man. I'm not. It's not that I'm too proud as a man to talk about this. I am too proud as myself. I have worked my life basically keeping things to myself because it felt like if I complained, I either got brushed off, told to suck it up, or practically ignored. This is not towards anybody when I say that. This isn't towards any specific people. Because it's not just, I've said this to friends and family, and it's not that they intended to do those things. It's not that at all. I've said this to people I've worked with. I've said things like this I've had to even talk with random strangers, and I've gotten the same business. And it pisses me off. Not because of friends or family, but because I'm not asking to always be checked on. If you do, great. I appreciate it 100%. What I hate is that I do this to myself when I know better. And it's all here. And I can't get it out. I cannot tell you how hard this is. I don't think anyone truly understands, outside of my mother and my wife. I am my own worst critic. No one on this fucking planet can ever tear me down worse than I can do to myself. And this is daily. And there are 3 songs that will make you understand what this is. And the first song is Inside the Fire by Disturbed. If you don't know what this song is, I will tell you. It's about suicide. I said it. That's what it is. The song... David Draymond was a person who witnessed this in his life. I can't say that I've witnessed this myself. That's not why I'm talking about this. It's because that's what's in here. And I've had this for a long time. And I know exactly when. I can tell you where it started. To my mother, I love you so much. This is not your fault. Because I didn't know how to come to you. To either of you. Please forgive me. And please don't get mad at each other. I'm just too proud. This started when my mother, with my first stepdad. His name was Mike. I've talked about him before in my second journal of fatherhood. Basically, parenthood. This man, the man wasn't perfect, but he sure as fuck was an asshole. I'm sorry. There are better ways he could have handled to make me a productive member of society that didn't involve me being 2 feet off the fucking ground being held by my neck as a kid. Okay? There were better ways to do it than having a threatening tone. As if I did so much as one thing out of line. I swear to God, I've seen the man beat the family dog when I was a kid in middle school. All because the dog did one little thing wrong. He took his fucking aggression out and was punching it. I'm not gonna say I just liked him. I practically hated the man. And when my mom left him, and then I met him again. The time between the year 2000, 2001 to when I would meet him again has been a giant gap. At the time, Jessica was living with me. And when I saw him again, all that, what I thought I was able to get past, it rushed right back when I saw him again. I wanted nothing more than to hurt him. And that's putting it nicely. The man made my life hell. And it didn't help when my sister threatened to call child services on him that he stopped going after her and shifted it to me. In some cases, I would probably be pissed at my sister because it's like, why would you divert that? And if you had any inkling that as that was what was happening, You could have protected me a little. And don't get me wrong, I don't remember if you did. I really don't. All I remember was all the fear. But I don't blame you, sis. I don't. But that's what I've been holding. And that's what's been stuck up in here. This issue would then continue into high school. I wasn't exactly grade A as a student. I was average. I did my best. I did the best I could in high school, and that's all any person can really ask for. I mean, what the hell do you expect? I barely made friends. And when I did a sport, I quit halfway because I wanted to try something new. And then I lost those friends. Sure, we were only friends like on the field and whatever, but I guess you could say I had fun. Don't get me wrong, playing football was great. I did enjoy myself. I wanted to do tennis at the time, and I don't know. I don't know. I have regrets not still staying in football during high school, but I think a subconscious part of me didn't continue because there was more pressure on my grades than there was on playing the game. And I think that's another I think that might have been a larger reason. I feel like I was finding an excuse to get out of that. But high school was hell. And I know what I'm going to hear. Oh, everyone goes through hell in high school. Everyone has a bad experience. First off, whoever you are, don't even comment on that. Don't even, just don't. And if you do, you're a bastard. Keep this in mind. And that will not change. That will not change my opinion. I don't care. Because everyone's experience in high school is different, just like raising kids. Just like being an adult, just like living life. It is different for everybody. Some people suffer the same. Some people glorify the same. But it's not always the same for everyone. Sometimes it's just a grab bag of shit. I was bullied in high school. Well, call it for what it is, because I was. I've had people make fun of me. I've had people tease me. You know, I have to thank God that it never went beyond just verbal. And I never talked about it because I felt like I'd get the stereotype answer of just ignore them or tell a teacher or some shit like that. And it's like, I need a better answer is my thing. I need a better answer as to dealing with bullies. And I'm not going to lie when I say I wanted to pull. I think you know what I mean about what I want to pull. I shouldn't have to describe that because I'm pretty damn sure I'm going to get banned. And frankly, I could care less if I do. Because I don't think anybody understands. I don't think a lot of people understand what it's like to be me. I will probably have friends and family tell me how things were awkward for them. They didn't get well too. Sometimes they stay to themselves. It's like, that's great. That's your experience. That's like trying to send a kid to summer camp and saying, thinking, oh, they're going to have a great experience like I did. No. Not everyone has the best experience. And not everyone can share that experience. The pressure of high school and the pressure I was given for good grades, and even the pressure of trying to upkeep that. Look, this isn't me trying to blame my stepmom and my dad. No, they did everything they could to hand me the keys to success. I'm the one that kept losing it. And they would make more keys, and I would try. Sometimes I'd succeed, and then sometimes I'd fail. And I could never understand why, and it pissed me off. But not as much as when I get in my own head. And not as much when you have no friends. I didn't have friends to goof off with after school. I didn't have friends that I'd get to go out and party with in high school. I barely had a girlfriend in high school. And the one that I did have, that I was trying to have, fell through because reasons. But all the while throughout high school, great timing, dog. All the while during high school, and all the pressure of trying to succeed, all the pressure of trying to please people, everything like that, I then started having thoughts of suicide. Just like I do today. After high school and coming back to live with my mom, I thought, okay, fresh start, try and build something of your life. Now you're in the workforce, you graduated, it's time to get to work. Well, the pressure of trying to do good at a job. One of the jobs I ended up getting kicked because I didn't realize I was temp. I thought I was working there, but yeah, no, that ain't the fucking case. Now, is it? It was a magazine warehouse. It was an awesome place to work. And they just kind of kicked me to the curb without really properly telling me, hey, we don't need you anymore. So, ethics. Cheers. At this time, Mom was with a guy named Rick. Rick, as you know, I've said in a previous video, where he clocked me right here, across the face. And if it wasn't for my mom, I probably would have been on the horse floor with him, because we were in a horse pen. He struggled to try. He tried his best to understand me. I didn't make it easy, and I apologize for that. But I'm not apologizing for the fact that, if you're going to give me attitude, I will happily give it back. What you give is what you get. No fucking excuses. After that fight with him, and him leaving same day, right there before my eyes. I felt like it was my fault. Rick did a lot of things with me. So did Mike. But it all fell through. The pressure of trying to learn to be independent, the pressure of the workforce, going through 2 breakups, one because of not enough attention, the other one was a gold digger and cheated on me, and trying to keep a relationship with my now wife at the time. This grew larger. It grew larger. And I heard those voices. I would often hear those voices talk to me when I was alone in my own thoughts, saying, better just to do it now and you won't have to feel a thing. You won't have to worry. You won't have to deal with any of it. But at the time, I was stronger. And I said no. Fast forward. Moving to Montana. Working in the sawmill. Getting fired from the sawmill because I fucked up. I'll admit it, I fucked up. I broke protocol on a lockout system. Thank God no one got hurt, but that got me fired. Not my uncle's fault. Not anybody's fault. It was mine. And then suffering, going through minor jobs to minor jobs, till eventually I finally invited Jessica to come live with me. You know, having a 6-year long distance relationship. Now I got to take care of a second person. And the pressure built. It got bigger. The voices got a little louder. Then came taking care of my grandparents. You know, with my wife, my sister, and her boyfriend. And for a time, the voices actually stopped. They got quieter because just being around my grandparents, being around Jessica made things more calm. But then stress and anger would build when it came to my sister. And Sarah, I'm sorry to put you on blast like this, but what do you want me to do? I can't hide the fact that this happened. Jessica, at the time, had to go to a community college to finish her degree in high school. She bailed out on her last run in her senior year because one of her teachers was a total bitch and denied her last credit, despite the fact that teacher sabotaged her. And even though they knew, unfortunately, they couldn't do nothing. So she had to go to the community college, while also at the same time watching over my grandparents, or at least trying to. And the way it worked was that me, Jess, Sarah and her boyfriend would try and take shifts. Well, there was one time, Jessica had just finished doing her community college. She was tired, but she had the shift to watch the grandparents. Well, her shift was supposed to be over when the boyfriend came to the house, and he was supposed to take over. What'd he do? He went upstairs, left my wife, girlfriend at the time, but we'll just go with the story, left her to fend for herself. She got so tired she passed out on the couch, only to be woken up by my angry sister for sleeping. And it's like, your boyfriend was supposed to take shift. Why are you pissed at her? Then there was the constant abuse. Or I should say harassment. Sarah, you know what I'm talking about. The constant harassment about my wife's religion of Wicca. Harassing her about it, saying how does she need to hide her hair, this, that, and the other. Saying how the masquerade wedding that we wanted to do was all a pagan ritual. And it was like, Sarah, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. You have too many damn drinks, and you need to back the hell off. And unfortunately, I was the passive-aggressive. And I just let my sister rant on until finally I had to get Mother into it, and Mom had to tell her to back off. Grandma and Grandpa did not care. Grandma and Grandpa literally asked my wife the question, do you believe in a higher power? She's like, yeah, someone's got to be pulling the strings. That's all they cared about. They didn't give a damn. They did not give a damn. All they cared about was that I was happy with her. And that's all anyone should ever be damn happy about. So Lily is going to know of the religion that she comes from, and it will be her choice what she decides to do. And if some of you don't like it, not my problem. But it built up in here. All of that built up in here. And definitely in here. I bottled it all in. I never said anything because I was being respectful. The only reason I'm saying all this is because I need this therapy. Because I am not paying some schmuck who doesn't know a damn thing. Now, is this airing out dirty laundry? Maybe. But it's my laundry to air out. It's mine to air out. It's mine to talk about. Because I'm the one that had to suffer this. I'm the one that had to deal with this. I'm the one that had to put up with it. I should have said something sooner, but unfortunately, I don't deal with fucking drama, and I don't want to. I'm tired of it. I dealt with it enough when it came to Mike. I dealt with it enough when it came to Rick. I dealt with it enough when it sure as hell came to fucking high school. I don't feel like dealing with it again. So, Sarah, I'm sorry. But you had to hear it. I love you. I do. But you pushed a lot of bounds, especially when you decided that one time for the fair. You can probably say whatever you believe, but the first day of the fair in August in Montana, while we were watching Grandma and Grandpa, we had said days, if not weeks prior, hey, first day of the fair, we have off, we're gonna go. Are you cool with that? Yeah, sure. We said something along those lines. May have not been perfect. I may be paraphrasing, but it's damn near close because we made that plan. What happened on that day? You told us, sit put. We're going. You and your boyfriend. So we had to go towards the end of the fair when fires were getting rampant and basically whole town was filled with smoke. So thanks, And again, started building all that darkness, all of it. And I started hearing the voices again. Fast forward to a personal issue that my sister was dealing with. I will not mention what it is. I'm not going to say what it is, and do not bug her about it. If she know, but it was the reason why. It was part of the reason why I came up to Indiana. And once again, and when that issue happened, this built so hard. The dark thoughts there soon turned from harming me to harming someone else for what someone did to my sister. Again, I will air out the dirty laundry of how we were treated while we were taking care of Grandma and Grandpa, but I will not air out that dirty laundry. Make up your own thing. I don't care. From then on, as we were living in Indiana, soon she became pregnant. And I've said this before. There's no horror movie alive that can scare me more than when you are watching your loved one having a grand mal seizure and you have no idea how to take care of it. And the voices got stronger. Now I am a father trying to take care of a child and take care of his wife while I grind my soul and life to take care of them, to take care of me, to take care of a house. Inside the fire to me, are the voices I hear. Not specifically the way it's worded, but how I feel. That I hear those voices. I hear them to this day. Which leads me to the next songs. The next song was done by Linkin Park, but sung by a VTuber named Zentrea. The song is called One More Light. The entirety of the song is... And keep this in mind, I am a Linkin Park fan. I've just never heard them sing this, but when I heard it only from the VTuber. So, when I heard the song, I started crying because this was a song portrayed from the singer to the fans, to anyone suffering, that when the world could care less if one more person goes, but they care. To some of us, that's enough. And I know right now, I got a lot of friends and family that give a shit about me, and I'm happy. I really am. But this is why I had to do this in a recording, otherwise I could never get this out.
and I'm running out of time on the timer, so I'm gonna try and speed this up a little bit. If you want to hear part two, let me know, and I'll go into more detail into each of the songs, at least into the next two. So, to respect for Chester of Lincoln Park, God rest his soul, and much credit to Zed Treya. You know, a VTuber who cares more about a community than about being famous. You know, I appreciate the song that was sung. And it's one of the reasons why I wish to be a VTuber as well, because I want to be able to reach a community to, you know, touch people like that. That's one of my dreams I like to do. And I will build to that dream one day. Hopefully soon. But One More Light was a song that taught me that there are people that care. But I don't think it hit harder than when Shaddix from Papa Roach and Carrie Underwood sang the songs Leave the Light On. Another song that describes so much about what discusses so much about what it feels like to have these thoughts so deep in your mind that they become so overwhelming but that someone's willing to leave a light on to show that you're welcome, to show that somebody cares. I cannot tell you, and I cannot stress this enough, how bad and how many times I have thought about it, just ending it, because it got so much and so bad. People tell me I'm strong because of everything I go through, but I'm not strong. I survived. That's all I did. That's not, to me, that's not strength. That's just pure instinct. To which then this leads to generals. I'm not okay, and I'm not. Every day is a struggle for me. I struggle to try and get things ready. I struggle to try and get things done. I struggle to try and just get things right. And that's all I want. I try my best to make people proud. And I know that they are. But it's like in my mind, I don't hear it. It's not them. It's there. They tell me that I'm not good enough. That nothing I do is enough. And that's where Dax's Lonely Road comes in. Where if the walls could talk. If my mind could talk, though, it would tell me I'm not good enough. That I'm to blame for so much shit that doesn't go right. I am my own worst critic. And I hate it. But Papa Roach's Leave the Light On. It was enough that and One More Light, those songs were enough to keep to keep the voices at bay. And that's why when I express this stuff to all of you, I appreciate every single one of you. Many of you, my friends and my family, so many of you who have been supporting me and Jessica for being parents and the baby and all this. Your lights are the only things I have. And I am doing everything humanly possible to hold on to those. Because if I lose that, if it gets too much, I need to know that I can just reach out. And I know so many of you are going to comment that yes, I can reach out. That yes, all I have to do is call. All I have to do is text, FaceTime, something, write a letter. So many of you are going to tell me that, and I can't appreciate that enough. I just want this to go away. And it's so hard at times. That my biggest things to turn to is this. In ways, this is embarrassing to be open like this because my own wife knows I almost made an attempt. And that was because one of her fucking friends, being a total bitch, didn't like the fact that me and Jessica were together. I can't explain why. She was just spiteful. I was having a bad day at work. I tried to call her. And her friend kept picking up and hanging up. Pick up, hang up. Pick up, hang up. Then she would pick up, speak in Spanish, and it's like, can you just put Jessica on the fucking phone? It's like, for the love of fuck. You had... You know what? I'll call her out. Mary? Tony? Whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. You had no right to do that. At fucking all. You had no idea how much stress you put on and how much I was almost gone from this world because you wanted to play that fucking game with us. You have no idea how much bullshit was put that day. That was almost the day I was gone. And the fact that there are people like that out there that are willing to say whatever the hell they want, do whatever they want, and think that their hands are not dirty. People cyberbullying. Oh, just because you type it on the fucking computer and someone commits suicide. Oh, my hands are clean. They did it themselves. It's like, fuck you. Nobody realizes, and no one's ever going to understand, that when it comes, that it's not always actions that make this grow. It's words. It is words. It is actions. And a lot of times, it doesn't have to be physical. And that's what people need to start understanding. I can't show enough love to my family, to my friends, to my wife, to my daughter, to our pets, at how much that I am anchored on this earth because of all of you. I can't thank you enough. just keep the light on, please. Not just for me, but for others. I know there's other people out there like this. Leave the light on for them. For anyone who could possibly be suffering. I'm sorry this got emotional, but I had to vent. I had to talk. Will this make the voices go? I don't know, but I'm not taking. I'm not going to take pills for it. There's no point. Pills don't do anything but just put a band-aid on it. But I am sorry that it took this long to say something. I feel a bit better talking about it. You do not have to comment. If you do, okay. If not, that's fine. And just the fact that people watch this is enough. God bless all of you. I love you all. And thank you so much for keeping me here. You know, the fact that my daughter keeps me here, my wife keeps me here. And I'm hoping one day I don't have to suffer this. Sorry. Anyway, that's all for now. This is probably my most personal yet. I think after this I should be okay. Love you all. And I'll try to think of a better journal entry next time. Have a blessed day.